You're a savvy investor. You know what a 1031 exchange is. You've done all your research on it. You know you have an investment property to sell. You know you want to buy it. There are time constraints. There are, rules that you have to follow in order to do this right so that you don't have any tax liabilities on all the appreciation. And the question is, can you execute it flawlessly? Folks, this is the story about an investor client who was looking to buy his retirement home in Colorado. He had found this dream home, put an offer on it. The plan was to put an offer and sell the investment property in Exton. It is in a very popular community called Evian, and use the proceeds of the sale to buy that home. So several things went wrong here, and he was not able to execute this to perfection. And I still call it a success story because we had a plan B, and he was very, very happy with the results of plan B as well. He was mentally prepared for it. But as with every deal, I look back and see what we could have done differently and how the client could have benefited some more from, this now, all the learnings that we now have from this opportunity. So folks, pro tip number one, engage your realtor right from the very beginning, from the time you start having certain thoughts about buying and selling or retiring or downsizing or upsizing or any such real estate plans. Most people stay in touch with their 401 plans, and they stay in touch with their financial advisor, or keep an eye on the stock market portfolios. But when it comes to homes, we often forget, and it's just an automatic payment that's just going out, the mortgage payment, and we've completely forgotten about it. Don't do that. There are trusted realtors like myself around who can guide you and advise you. You don't have to reach out to me only when you have to buy or sell. Please do take advantage of being prepared and staying in touch with what the market is doing, so there are no surprises later. So the three things that this client was not able to execute well were, one, that realtor probably didn't give him an idea of what the home was worth, because he was planning to go $15,000 under the list price literally within day one on the market. He was so excited. This was his dream home, and the property eventually sold for about $15,000 over the list price. So clearly that was a bad move. Another pro tip here, you reach out to these portals, to the realtors through these online portals, and you don't know what you're going to get. You're getting somebody who's just paying those online portals to, for those zip codes, and they can run and show you a house. And yes, they can run and write up an offer, but they don't know your background. They don't know your whole story, and they're not able to give you valuable advice that will help you execute well. So in this case, it was a multiple bid, and of course he had a home sale contingency because the plan was to sell this investment property and use the proceeds to buy that home. So clearly that didn't work. They went in a little too low. The seller would not accept his offer because he needed about 6 weeks to sell his house. The second thing that he did wrong was also, I won't say wrong, but something that would have helped if I had been involved in the picture from day one is, get the property ready to market. So yes, I'm ready. Bela is on standby to list your home, but is the property ready to be listed? Does it need any work? Do we have contractor estimates? Have you ordered the materials? What time is the tenant moving out? Can we incentivize the tenant to move out a little earlier if need be? So if we'd had all our ducks in a row, that would have helped for sure. And, unfortunately, we didn't have that. By the time the tenant moved out, the house needed work. Yes, I recommended contractors. The work had to be done. It is a much longer process, and no seller is going to wait while you take care of all of that. And the third thing is getting your finances organized as well. So, in this case, he looked for a home sale contingency. In this hot market, the seller is not going to give you a home sale contingency. If there are multiple bids, that is a very, very weak offer that you're making when you tell even though it is a cash offer, yes, you don't have any mortgage on the property. It is it is going to be a cash offer, but now you're going to need 6 weeks to sell your home, and you're making the offer contingent upon everything going smooth at your end, and that's something that the sellers don't want to deal with. So maybe a better option would have been to get a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, and put significant money down, reassure the seller that you definitely were going to make this work for you. And that way you didn't have to disinvest from, any funds that would incur any penalties. So getting the finances in order and, talking to a lender and, yes, the interest rates are high, but, that is just to alleviate the seller's anxiety. You are not necessarily getting a loan, because as long as you get all of the ducks aligned and this property sold and the proceeds ready to settle at the other end, the seller doesn't really care as long as you're settling on time. So there is a subtle ways in which we do these kind of things. I'm happy to help you find realtors anywhere, so that you're finding some good realtors instead of just responding to these online portals and picking the first person that responds to your text asking to show a house. It's a process. You have to, have everything aligned, because time is of the essence. And you need a realtor who's also understanding the market. Another pro tip here: multiple bids can be won and lost based on the advice that's given by the realtor. So you don't want to lose a multiple bid because your bid was too low. You want to lose multiple bids because the realtor has told you the probability of success of that bid, and you're knowingly going in with that knowledge. And that is very helpful. So folks, this is my client story. Lots to learn. Of course, we rented this property eventually with all the updates that were made to the house. We got a rental, and we got a premium rental. Of course, we increased the monthly rent by almost $700 a month just from having a more updated property to rent out. And the client is very happy. And this is the review he wrote for me. And now we're staying in touch. Now I know what his intentions are. Next time he goes to Colorado, we know we'll have all our ducks in a row. And I will be referring that agent for him over there. And when the two agents are in touch and making it happen, it will surely be a success story. So hope you like this story, folks. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty. This is Bela Vora. I talk about all things real estate, and these success stories are my favorite kind of stories to share, because each one's a little unique. The market is doing something different. The house is different. The clients have different agendas, and we learn from every deal that will help us, with future transactions. So subscribe to my channel, check out the client stories playlist, and hear more such stories for me.